I'm Sam Dodds. I'm the co-founder and CEO of the Triple Chasm company, and I'm going to introduce you briefly to the Navigator tool. So this is a tool that benchmarks you against the 304 successful companies from our research into 3,000 products being taken to market. And what it gives you is some guidance as to which areas you need to be focusing on the next steps of your commercialization journey. It's got 4 tabs, and you can navigate them either across the top here or down by the tabs in the bottom. But let's just start over on the right hand side. So if you're ever struggling to understand what you should do next, you can nip across to the help tab here, yeah. And you can also email us and contact us through that. This is the main bit of the work here. This is the questionnaire. So for each of what we call the vectors, and there's 12 of them, these are the levers to pull, the things you need to think about on your commercialization journey, and they matter to greater or less degree depending on how far you are on the journey. I'll come back to how far along the journey you are. But you can see each of the vectors has got a question, 3 questions associated with it, and you simply go through and make a statement from I strongly disagree to I strongly agree, basically. So, for example, if I look at E2 proposition framing, we are aware of the regulatory requirements that need to be satisfied to operate in our market space. True or false? Do you strongly agree? Do you really understand it, or you need to do more work? So go through that and answer all of those questions that way, yeah? So that'll take you most of the time. The next one then is the profile. It's relatively short. It's all the details, name, company name, a little bit about your company motivation, a bit about your attitude to sustainability. The key point here really is product maturity. How far along the journey are you? So this has fundamentally been extracted out of all of the research and showed that everybody goes through these same sort of stages. So have a look at those definitions there and decide where you are on the journey. Chasm 1 in this language is prototyping. Can I successfully prototype and validate with initial proto customers? So people that sort of love the stuff you're doing, they're not proper paying customers, but you've tested it out with them. Chasm 2 is, can you build a viable business model? This is when everything kicks off. It's very, very tricky. This is when most ventures fail. Chasm 3 is, once you've got through that thing, it's channel to market. How do I onboard the customer? So that's the real steep S-curve bit, yeah? So have a good think about that. So now you've done the questionnaire and you've filled in the profile, then you come back to the dashboard, and this is where you get the feedback. So on the right-hand side of the screen, you've got the thick red line there, which is a score against each one of those vectors. That's from your questionnaire. So the strongly you agree, the more points you get. Strongly disagree, less points. Yeah. So that's your profile. The red dashed line, that is the data from the successful company. So at whatever CRL you pick, it hauls out what was the score from the 304 successful companies. So this is benchmarking you, yeah? So if you're ahead of the curve compared to the dashed line, for example, E3 customer, then what you get is green over in the top left-hand corner here. So this is just red, green, orange. It gives you some idea about where to focus. So this is flagging a little bit that relative to the successful companies, there are a couple of areas that you're lagging behind that you might need to think about. What I'm going to say is this is average data. This was companies from all around the world: West Coast, India, Cuba bio tech industry over there. So and across all sort of industries. So you could genuinely be different, but if you are different, you need to explain why I am different to this, to what the benchmark is offering you. Yeah. So instantly it gives you some kind of feedback as to what to focus on. But what you could do next is say, well, say I've just finished my prototype, but in a year and a half, 2 years, some period, I want to cross chasm 2. So what do I need to do to get my business model nailed? So that's CRL 7. Remember in all these definitions here. So CRL 7 is the next step after chasm 2. So what do I look like then? So now things are starting to go a bit red, aren't they? Yeah. So it's saying relative to how you describe yourself today, these are the areas that you need to work on. So the first thing you could say was, oh, well, that's great, Sam. So I've got some red bits and some orange bits. What do I do about it straight away? For example, in E4 here, go and have a look at the questions in E4 and just check. Have you thought through these things? Where are you? So, for example, E4, we have identified our most important market entry challenges: product management, pricing, channels, post-sales support, understanding the associated costs. Have you done all that yet? Is this stuff that you need to do? We know what our main channels to market are: direct, distributors, franchisee agents. Have you thought about that yet? We understand the primary sales process that sells our product service to target customers. It's giving you some clues in the questions as to what you need to be thinking about in those red and orange bits. Yeah. So it's helping you think through what you need to do next, highlighting, and you've got the questions there to guide you as to what to think about. So there's the tool. What I'd suggest you do is, if you've got a team of more than one, complete this tool completely separately, no talking, and then compare notes. Because what you want to do as a team is make sure that you're on the same page. So use this tool to find differences in opinion and explore those differences. It's not like you're wrong, you've got a 3 and I'm right because I got a higher number. It is, why are we different? How am I seeing it? Trying to understand that. Yeah. Okay, well, there's the Navigator, a brief introduction to it and how to use it.
Get in touch if you'd like to find out how the Triple Chasm Model Framework supports innovation.